Well, I'm Jerry Abramson, and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor with Governor Beshear. The election is in November, and I'm here in Salyersville and actually going to spend the next 3 days traveling throughout Eastern Kentucky, listening, learning, asking questions. I'm a third-generation Kentuckian. I've been mayor of Louisville and Jefferson County, which is a merged community, for over 20 years, 5 elections, and I'm very excited about having the opportunity to take some of the things that I've been successful in creating jobs and working with education and developing ways to run local government efficiently and effectively to bring those kinds of characteristics throughout the state. But this is a chance for me to come back to Eastern Kentucky. I've been to Prestonsburg, I've been to Jenny Wiley, I've been to Beattyville, been over to Jackson, been over to Hazard and Harlem, and this gives me a chance to get back through, talk with folks, listen, and be best prepared if I'm fortunate enough to be Lieutenant Governor in the future. Well, I had a chance to meet with the drug czar last week in Louisville, who's a friend of mine, was the former mayor of Seattle, and certainly the issue of drugs continues to be a real concern, not only throughout the Commonwealth, but specifically in this part of the Commonwealth. We also talk a lot and have visited with the county judges and the mayors over the years, talking about jobs, talking about what is the vision for Eastern Kentucky and how best to ensure its vitality and future generations to be a part of this part of the Commonwealth. And those are the kinds of issues that are important to me, the education issues. I was up in Moorhead the other day visiting with folks, many of which were from Eastern Kentucky, young people, talking about their dreams for going back home and taking their education to be able to assist in economic development and job opportunities. So those are the kinds of things that I'm going to be asking, listening, and hopefully will be able to help when elected. Governor Beshear and I have been friends for over 30 years. When he was Attorney General, I was General Counsel, the lawyer, if you will, for John Y. Brown, who was governor at the time. And we worked on a lot of projects together, and he and his wife and my wife and I have been good friends and have been close friends. I've been a supporter of his every time he's run for office. He's been helpful to me over the years when I've run my 5 elections for Jefferson County and Louisville, and we're excited about working together. He's asked me to take the expertise that I've developed in Jefferson County and working with the surrounding counties, Bullitt and Oldham and Spencer and Shelby, to be able to develop local governments running their operations more efficiently. And at the same time, I've created some jobs in the 5, 6, 7 county area around me, starting with bringing UPS to Louisville, working with the state at that time, but then growing it, and then at the same time working with small businesses to start them up, to give them an opportunity to grow, and working with companies like Ford and General Electric to invest and expand their businesses. I've traveled around the country on behalf of economic development. I think I can really help the state, and I guess the other area is education. I've been working with kids who simply in the past would not have gone on to a community college or to a 4-year college. We've been able to turn some of our high schools around to get kids to understand the importance of staying in school, getting an education for their future. So those are the kinds of things that the governor and I have talked about, and ultimately he asked me not to run for a 6th term in running Jefferson County, but to in fact run with him and see if I can support his efforts to make Kentucky a better place for all of us. Well, I'm here to listen and to learn, but the reality is that what's happening in one part of the state is very similar to what's happening in another. I mean, if you're out of Jefferson County as I am, methamphetamine is a problem. If you come into this part of the state, methamphetamine is a problem. Prescription drugs is a problem. Creating jobs, ensuring that our kids get their education so that they can provide productive, educated, and a skilled workforce. Those are issues that I dealt with, whether I have 700,000 people, which is the number I led as the leader of Jefferson County, or whether we're talking about 4 million plus people. The issues are the same. Now, the costs to invest in them may be more in a larger community, but education, drugs, safety, job creation, attracting investment, those are the kinds of issues I've dealt with for 5 terms as the leader of Jefferson County. And my hope is I can help other communities, including here in Magoffin County and the surrounding counties, be successful in the future. Well, there are some programs that we have dealt with. The perfect one is called Close the Deal, which is a program that I started in 4 high schools where very few of the kids went on to college, and developing a coalition with business, with the universities and colleges from throughout the state, coming in and working with those young kids. We've now, over a 4-year period, gotten almost 70% of them to go on to at least a 2-year college degree program or a 1-year certificate, or onto a 4-year school, and also attracted some financial aid. From as far away as Pikeville College, we were able to get students that would go on to college as a result of the program we started. It worked in the 4 high schools that I worked with, called, as I said, it was called Close the Deal, and it's something I'd like to do and see if I could help implement, working with superintendents and working with school systems around the Commonwealth. Well, as I said, 3rd generation Louisvillian. Grew up in Louisville, spent 2 years in the United States Army, 4 years in college, 3 years in law school. Worked with the state when I was Governor Brown's general counsel back in the late 70s, early 80s. And my wife's a 4th generation Kentuckian. So as Abraham Lincoln said, I'm a Kentuckian too. And a lot of people wonder, is Jefferson County part of Kentucky? I'm a Kentuckian too. I look forward to helping my home state.